Bobcat Athletics on KFJB-TV is made possible by Assured Partners, Greg Young of Marshalltown, Lennox Employees Credit Union, Marshalltown Area Chamber, Marshalltown Community College, McGregor's Furniture and Mattress, Sports Plus, Wayward Social, Wells Fargo Advisors of Marshalltown, Marshalltown School District, Scooters of Marshalltown, Legends American Grill, Sandvik Enterprises in Marshalltown, your Marshalltown Hy-Vee, and State Farm, Tyler Pashong Agency.
Safety! Dropped in the end zone. It's Niehaus. Feldman, that one will get in. That's a good point right there. A shot coming here. That's a goal. Lifted to left center field. Gets off the warning track into the wall. Transition three. Boom! Knocks that one down. And it's a goal. What a beautiful play. Dutton, look what I found over the first. It's a 3-on-1 all the way. Yes! There he goes.
Your home for the Bobcats, KFJB-TV.
After 2.5 trips to Ankeny, we are finally ready to go for baseball today in the 4A Substate 7 first round right here on KFJB-TV. Griesel's going to come home, and that will get the Bobcats on the board, and it's a stand-up double for Xander Stubb. Well, a rain out last night, pushing our game to this afternoon in Ankeny at Centennial High School. I'm Brandon Lewis. Dylan Knows alongside me, David Braga, Keith Stewart on our production crew this afternoon. Great to have you along as the Marshalltown Bobcats enter the first round of 4A Substate 7 with a road trip to Ankeny Centennial. Bobcats 6-26 in the regular season. Ankeny Centennial 23-13. These two teams matched up a year ago in the first round, Dylan. It was a no-hitter by Joey Oki, who is now playing in Major League Baseball. Well, not Major League Baseball, but in the rookie ranks. But he is off to baseball at the next level, and it's just a rebuild for Mark High and the Ankeny Centennial Jaguars squad. And they really, ninth ranked, they are still a very solid squad.
They're good up and down, and you'll even see it from their pitching here tonight. They're going with Trey Hauser, who is not one of their two most productive pitchers, but his ERA is a 1.75. So when you're going in there, you can tell they're already setting their rotation for what they believe will be a march to state and hopefully be able to put up some hardware in Sioux City this year. And that's really how they are. Their lineup's solid up and down. They've got some power hitting in the middle, but mostly it's just a lot of high average players that are playing really well. For the Cats, it's again been that growing pain year, and we're really looking for the seniors, Xander Stubb and senior leadoff hitter Sam Griesler, are going to have career days to be able to stay in this one.
Bobcats Jaguars coming up. It is our Cat Connection as we'll chat with senior Sam Griesel when we come back right here on Bobcat Baseball on KFJB-TV.
The right insurance agent can make all the difference. Assured Partners agents represent multiple insurance companies. They can pick and choose from a larger variety of outstanding insurance options. Assured Partners also handles life and health insurance and Medicare supplement coverage. With access to local, regional, and national insurance companies, Assured Partners will create policies tailored to the coverage you need. For more information, go online to assuredpartners.com/Marshalltown. Power through partnership with Assured Partners in Marshalltown, Toledo, and West Des Moines.
At Greg Young Automotive, we go the extra mile for our customers across Iowa. Why do customers choose us and keep coming back? Because our commitment to exceptional service and satisfaction never wavers. With our extensive network of dealerships throughout Iowa, we leverage unbeatable pricing and offer a better inventory selection than other dealerships. Visit any of our 6 locations across the state and experience the Greg Young difference, where we'll go the extra mile for you.
The Cat Connection Sponsored by State Farm and TownProud.com.
It is our Cat Connection with Sam Griesel with the Marshalltown Bobcat baseball team, and recently named the 2025 Alan Donahue Memorial Scholarship winner. What did it mean to receive that recognition last week?
It was an honor to receive that scholarship just because of what Alan Donahue had done for this baseball program and Marshalltown community.
Yeah. How will it kind of help further your education? You're off to Kirkwood.
It's going to help a lot, just paying for just tuition and all that.
Yeah. Of course, you're going to go with fire science. You were telling me a little bit about that, which is really cool. I don't hear a ton about people going into that avenue. Was there kind of a passion for you to go after that?
Not really. I mean, it kind of hit as senior year, and because I didn't know what to do, but it's kind of ran through the family, so it's there. So
yeah, some tradition that is kind of cool. And of course, being able to kind of give back to communities with that kind of thing. You've given a lot back into this baseball program. 5 years, you played in over 100 games in your career. Does it feel like it though at times, or is the time really gone really fast?
Yeah, it's gone by fast. I remember every single practice or game from 3 years ago, 5 years ago. Yeah, it's gone by fast.
Yeah. Al Hoop passed away last year. Did you know Al Hoop?
I didn't know him that much, but I knew a lot about him.
Yeah. Of course, we talked in one of our Cat Connections just about being able to kind of leave a little bit of a legacy behind. You know, there's been other guys, Caleb Kuzero, Alex Thompson, who have won this award recently. So kind of continuing to kind of leave that legacy. How do you kind of make sure that, other guys are stepping up and winning this award and really being a team leader?
Well, I think the award is actually done now, but I'm hoping that we can keep something going through the program for everyone to keep working hard and keep pushing forward.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we wish you nothing but the best of luck. And, of course, this scholarship will go and further in that education. Good luck, Sam.
Thank you.
All right, that is our Cat Connection. All thanks to State Farm, Tyler Bushong Agency, and TownProud.com.
Like any good neighbor, sometimes you move. Here at Tyler Pushong State Farm, we have moved to our new office location at 2110 South Center Street here in Marshalltown. I'm Tyler Pushong. I'm so proud of my team and what we have helped build, but we couldn't have done it without you. We are passionate about what we do and care about the community we serve. I invite you to our new location and see how we can make a positive impact in your life.
We'd love to talk to you about what makes you
and Town proud.
Make the equity in your home work for you with the home equity loan from Lennox Employees Credit Union. Crush high-interest credit card debt and make needed improvements to your home. You have the power to refinance and change your financial life. With the lower interest rate, repayment is more comfortable than paying those high credit card interest rates. The loan process is easy. See Lennox Employees Credit Union, 1004 East Main Street in Marshalltown. Member NCUA Equal Housing Lender. Online at lennoxecu.com.
National Anthem wrapping up here at Centennial High School. Now time for today's starting lineups. All brought to you by Sandvik Enterprises in Marshalltown. Let them deliver for you while we deliver the starting lineups. Take a look at the lineup there, and leading things off, it'll be Will Nestler, followed by Brule, and then Will Morris in the 3-hole. 2 home runs this year, batting .398. Meanwhile, for your Marshalltown Bobcats, led up by Sam Griesel for the Marshalltown Bobcats. Jalen Logston gets a start in the DH role in the 2-hole, followed by Taven Dutton and Xander Stupp, who will also take take the mound up. That's our lineups tonight. Again, all brought to you by Sandvik Enterprises in Marshalltown. First pitch when we come back on KFJB-TV.
Do you dream of a career in healthcare that makes a difference? Marshalltown Community College offers a variety of programs to fit your calling. From nursing and medical assisting to dental programs, we provide a nurturing environment with exceptional instructors dedicated to your success. Our simulation labs prepare you for real-world situations. Explore your healthcare path. Find out more at marshalltowncommunitycollege.com.
Trey Hauser will take the bump to start for the Jaguars in 4A Substate 7 first round. Winner plays Iowa City West or Linn-Mar coming up on Monday night. Trey Hauser with a 1.75 ERA, 2-3 record with 28 innings pitched, 7 walks, 3 hit-by pitches, and 23 strikeouts. His whip at 114. It'll be Sam Griesel, Jalen Logston, and Taven Dutton to lead off in the top of the first. As we are underway, as Hauser fires home, and Griesel tees off on one to left field. Back goes Anderson, the left fielder, fighting a little bit of wind in a cross breeze, but makes the catch. And Sam Griesel, a fly out to left field, is out number one here in the top of the first inning. Good contact right away on the pitcher in Hauser.
And that's where Hauser's got that speed that throwing looks like high 70s, low 80s, where it allows the bat to get a little bit extra juice on it, but it's not overwhelming. Cats are going to have to be aggressive, I think, early in the count.
Taven Dutton standing in and takes a ball upstairs and outside. And so, Taven Dutton is on deck. It's Jalen Logston, the left-handed batter, at the plate as he takes that ball number one. And the second pitch of the at-bat is framed on the outer half by Miller, and it's called a strike. It's Miller catching for Hauser. It's Morris at third. Nestler is at shortstop. Rule is at second. Newman is at first. Anderson, Reed, and Bullwinkle in the outfield from left to right. Here's the 1-1 delivery outside, 2-1.
He went with off speed there, a little bit of a hook, stayed outside. Jalen has a good eye, especially for being a very young player. He understands the strike zone really well.
And the next pitch is going to be inside as it backs Logston off the plate in a very favorable count, 3-1 to Jalen Logston, just an 8th grader. And the right-handed pitch is chopped to shortstop. Charging is Nestler over to Newman at first, and it is a 6-3 ground out by Logston, 2 away. It'll bring up Taven Dutton.
You like to see Logston was in the back of the batter's box. You may see some of that adjustment by the Bobcats hitter, maybe often a little bit further up in the batter's box, taking it on the back third there, as you see Dutton right on that back line as well.
So Taven Dutton, the senior, digging in from the right-handed batter's box, and the first pitch is chopped foul to the backstop. It is 0-1.
He went first pitch curveball there, getting Taven a little bit in front.
Hauser steps off the rubber, and he'll reset in the 0-1 count.
Looks like Miller wants it to be low and away.
And he now has his pitch, and it will go low and away, but in the dirt, 1-1. Well, it's 3:35 down the lines here at Centennial. 400 to dead on center field, and a little bit of a rise in the outfield fence in center field with that batter's eye. The 1-1 is going to be framed on the outer half, but called a ball, 2-1.
Cat's done a nice job of showing patience, not swinging on anything off the plate there, making Hauser work for the outs.
Here's the 2-1. It is fought off down the right field line, but that will work its way a couple feet foul, and it's now a evened up count at 2-2.
One of the things you look in postseason play as the competition elevates, often players will focus more, be a little bit more locked in, and we see that a little bit early on. Cats seem to be locked in, ready to go. Have not been able to get a hit so far, though.
2-2 from Hauser on the way. Dutton will chop it to shortstop again. Nestler fires over to Newman, and that will be the out. 6-3 ground out for Taven Dutton as we head to the bottom of the first on KFJB-TV.
Wayward Social is the place for fun. With 20 lanes of bowling, leagues for all levels, great food and drink options, an awesome arcade, there is a ton of fun to be had at Wayward Social. And that's just on the inside. Step outside and enjoy patio life at Gutter Point with drinks, shuffleboard, live music, and fun atmosphere. Follow Wayward Social on Facebook for updates on specials and live music. It is all on South 6th Street in Marshalltown. Visit wayward-social.com to plan your next visit to the place for fun.
Today's Keys to the Game, sponsored by First Rate Real Estate, FirstRateTeam.com. Dylan?
For the Cats, no second chances. This cannot be a game where you have to extend innings with errors or anything. You're going to have to be locked in from the mound to the batter's box. You got to be locked in. No second chances for the Jaguars. They're good enough without him. And then you look for the Jaguars. It's Morris and Moore. Yes, Will Morris pops off the screen, top 10 junior recruit in the state of Iowa. But you saw Nestler defensively there. He'll lead it off here in the bottom of one. He's a good player, but there aren't any shabby players from 1 through 9. This is a really good top 10 ranked Jaguars team. Bobcats have to fight all innings to stay in this one.
Xander Stupp will take the bump for the Marshalltown Bobcats. Here's what his defense behind him looks like. It'll be Tatey catching for Xander Stupp. It'll be Madden Martin, the 8th grader, over at third base. Sam Griesel, the senior, at shortstop. Luke Stalzer at second base. Taven Dutton, the senior, at first. And it is J.J. Schoenfelder out in left field. Lars Schoenfelder, his brother, in center. And Aiden Holmgren will roam in right field. And Jaden Logston is the DH today for the Marshalltown Bobcats. Donning their blue tops with the gray bottoms, and Xander Stupp, a little bit of white tape over his right wrist, and being checked out by the umpire. He will make sure that is covered up, and Will Nestler will dig in at home plate, batting .278 this year, 22 runs, 15 RBI in the leadoff spot for the Jaguars. Jaguars in those white tops and bottoms. Thought they had more of a pinstripe look last year.
That might have been the girls.
Might have been the girls? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. First pitch strike for Xander Stupp on Will Nestler. That's what you want to do today, right, Dylan? Get ahead against these tough Jaguars, 9th ranked in 5A. Chopper up the middle, past Griesel, and into center field as Schoenfelder will come up firing, and it's a single to lead things off at the bottom of the first for Nestler.
And that's a big thing. Xander's strikeout numbers are down, walk numbers are up, and a lot of that has to do with he's not been able to throw that off-speed and curveball for a strike this year as much as he did last year. His fastball's good if it's partnered here. You see the ground ball on the curveball right up the middle. The fastball's good when it's paired with the curveball. If it's not and he's struggling to get strikes over, he tends to get him about belt high. Throw back to first and he's safe. Gets him about belt high and then becomes a little bit of batting practice.
Another check back on Nestler at first and not able to get him there. Isaac Brule now at the plate, .293 batter with 24 runs and 12 RBI. And Stupp comes set with that runner, about a 2-3 stride lead, maybe inching back towards the bag there in Nestler, and Stupp will step off the rubber.
And this is a game I think Colton Hankey is like, you're trying to minimize runs very early because...
And he'll take off. Nestler, throw is high from Tatey, and it's a stolen bag for Nestler in the bottom of the first inning as we are scoreless between the Jags and the Cats here this afternoon.
Yeah, they're trying to minimize any base running. You see that already. Now runner in scoring position. You get your second in the order, trying to get him onto third, and then you have Miller in the power lineup for the rest.
So Brule standing at the plate, a check back to second base, not going to be in time on Nestler.
apologize, Morris, not Miller.
Stupp finally fires home the first pitch of the at-bat. Grounder to third, picked up by Madden Martin, and Taven Dutton will stumble over the bag, but does tag it, as that will move Nestler over to third. It is a 5-3 ground out by Isaac Brule. 4-1 away in the bottom of the first inning. This will bring up Will Morris, third baseman this afternoon for the Ankeny Centennial Jaguars. 2 home runs this year, .398 batting average, 32 runs driven in this year.
And they're bringing the infield on the grass because they're trying to shut it down and cut them off at home.
We'll see if it pays off here. I'm sure Morris is probably swinging away. And the pitch is high from Stupp, 1-0.
Yeah, this is one of those you're bringing in. You want to eliminate any runs early, but of course it makes anything hit on the ground sharply is going through.
And the second pitch of the at-bat, a ball. 80 degrees, winds out of the northwest at about 10 miles an hour, blowing out to right field as home plate sets up in the southwest, facing off to the northeast. So a little bit of a cross breeze out there for the outfielders. Here's the 2-0, and it's teed off to left center field. Well driven off the bat of Morris, and that'll be an RBI as it gets down in left center field as J.J. Schoenfelder will throw it back in, and it's a stand-up RBI double for Will Morris.
And that was what we had talked about. He buried a couple curveballs into the dirt and came back about thigh high on the inner part of the plate, and Morris didn't miss it.
So Cohen Bullwinkle, the right fielder, a left-handed batter, now digs in with just 1 out in the bottom of the first inning. 1 run in for the Jaguars as Nestler leading off that inning, this inning, with a single and a stolen bag, and then eventually Morris driving him in. So an early lead for the 9th-ranked Jaguars as Stupp fires out of the stretch with a runner at second base, and it's just outside, 1-0.
Yeah, the manufacturing of that run, getting that first single, stolen base, then a productive out, and then knocking them in with your 3-hole hitter.
Yeah.
Exactly how baseball should be played.
1-0 is upstairs, and it's now 2-0 to Bullwinkle.
And this has just been where Xander struggled more than he did in his junior year, getting behind in batters and then having to come back with that fastball as they sit on it.
360 hitter at the plate. Bullwinkle sends a chopper to Griesel, picks it, fires over to first to Dutton in time for the out. It'll move Morris over to third base, but a good ranging play for the shortstop right there.
Yeah, and it's always Sam's been playing for 5 years at the varsity level. He's used to seeing it, but anytime you have that runner go in front of you, that little extra, you see it right here, hits right behind the runner, how he able to hop over it. Sam keeps concentration, makes a great throw, and Taven with the stretch gets the second out.
First pitch strike on the 5-hole hitter for the Jaguars as digging in Reed Anderson, the senior left fielder. He's hitting so far this year .350. And a chopper to Griesel again over to first to Dutton in time. A 6-3 ground out, third out of the inning. As we head to the second, it's 1-0 Jaguars on top on a Will Nestler run scored between the Bobcats and the Jaguars on KFJB-TV.
You're an empty nester closing in on that retirement property. Chances are your plans didn't include mom moving in, but life happens and you do the right thing. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When retirement means caring for yourself and a loved one, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together, we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East South Ridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
Brandon Lewis, Dylan Nose alongside me here this afternoon at Centennial High School in the 4A Substate 7 first round. Winner plays Iowa City West or Linn-Mar, which they got underway a little bit ago at 2:30. Xander Stupp, Madden Martin, Garrett Tatey lead off for the Bobcats in the top of the second inning as the Cats down 1-0.
I thought Xander had a pretty good bottom half of the first inning. He did give up the single RBI double, but then he came back, was able to get 2 ground outs, Griesel over to Dutton, senior to senior. But one of the things he did, there you see that ground ball to Griesel, able to throw him out at first, end the inning for the Cats. But he was able to get a couple curveballs over for first pitch strikes, and when Xander's able to do that, he's just a more effective pitcher.
In Class 4A Substate 7, other first-round action last night, Iowa City Liberty defeated Waterloo West 11-1. They advanced to the final as they were the number 1 seed, so they advanced on. And then these two, the winner of this game and that Iowa City West and Linn-Mar game will match up on Monday night at 7 o'clock. Xander Stump will pop up. The next pitch he sees on the 1-0 count. It's now 1-1 as that one fought off behind.
Xander able to help his own cause here.
Yeah. Solo home run to tie it up.
I like it.
Only Bobcat in the lineup to have a home run this year. And the 1-1 is painted on the outer half for strike, 1-2.
And I think those are the ones you're going to have to pull the trigger on. Xander sometimes can find himself striking out because he's not aggressive enough early in the count.
Hauser fires, and it slips out of the glove of Miller for ball 2.
Hauser really likes to throw the curveball away to the right-handed batter. He's struggled a little bit with placement with it so far.
Comes set out of the stretch with nobody on. The 2-2, and that one just a touch outside. It's now a full count to Stump.
Miller working his best to frame those pitches to get him back out on the corner, but no dice.
Hauser on the full count delivery. It's chopped over to head coach Colton Henke for the Bobcats, and foul ball will keep him alive. Iowa City Liberty and Waterloo West actually played this afternoon at 1 o'clock, so they got that one in today. We'll take a look at the Central State Bank scoreboard coming up in a little bit, and Xander Stump with a really nice at-bat to lead off the second inning, working a walk. And this will bring up the 8th grader, Madden Martin, playing the hot corner this afternoon.
Yeah, and that's 2 out of 4 batters so far. Hauser has taken to a full count. Well, I guess Logsdon, it was a 3-1 count when he grounded out.
And we will have a courtesy runner for the pitcher and Stump, as it will be Cooper McLeod on to run for the Cats.
Courtesy runner first, number 10, Cooper McLeod.
So Martin has made some good contact this year in some tough at-bats for the Bobcats.
Martin's
asking a lot out of an 8th grader, right, to put him in right there in that 5-hole.
I think Madden will be a really, really good middle-of-the-order bat later in his high school career. Right now he's learning by fire.
Yeah, for sure. He has 7 RBIs on the season as Martin is batting .155. It takes a first pitch strike right there from Hauser.
And you see showing bunt here. Cats are going to look to manufacture runs any way they can here tonight.
Shows bunt again. That one off the end of the bat, and it goes to the backstop quickly 0-2. With Cooper McLeod standing at first base after that walk by Xander Stump.
And you know this because your stepson's same grade as Madden has not been asked to bunt too often in baseball career. And so when you have a middle-of-the-order bat looking to bunt, sometimes
be a little tough. He'll take a strike on the outer half as Hauser will catch him looking. His first strikeout of the afternoon, 1 away in the top of the second as Garrett Tatey will head to the plate. Tatey, after playing his 8th grade year, now in his freshman season, you can see his progress he's also made at the plate and behind the dish.
Yeah, tied for a team lead, 12 RBI.
And a chopper third base side. It will stay fair as Morris will field it over to first on a rope. And there's 2 away.
Here's the thing, a productive out is, you don't want outs, but you get a productive out. Now you have a runner in scoring position. One of the things we've noticed with Colton Hankey is this lineup, sometimes it's different as you see the fielder's choice here, moving the runner to second. Morris able to get it over to first base in time. But you see Hankey moving that lineup quite a bit up and down. But what he did here today, moving Schoenfelder down in the lineup. Now in that bottom third of the lineup, you have a little bit of pop for these type of situations where you have some success late in the order. See if Lars can come up with a big single and get it tied up at 1.
268 hitter this year, is just an 8th grader for Lars Schoenfelder. He does have 12 RBI. As Hauser will come home, and I believe Schoenfelder was showing bunt right there, but
I'm not going to question.
2 outs in the inning as
they say
maybe trying to catch him off guard. But I'm not sure if he just stumbled or what happened there. It did look like he was trying to offer for a bunt, but
it did look like it. I would let him swing away here with 2 outs.
So the 1-0 on the way from Hauser now, and outside again, 2-0.
And it looks like there was no show of bunt here. You see the replay looking up. Yeah, it was a bunt, and they said he pulled it back in time. Looked like a two-step bump. Yeah.
Yeah, looked like a strike, but Bobcats will take it. Here's the 2-0 from Hauser outside again, and it's 3-0.
And this is one where I know 3-0, I would always take a pitch. In this situation where the Cats have struggled to find runs, this may be the best pitch you see. And if I'm Schoenfelder, if it looks good, I'd be looking dead red and looking to give it a pop.
And on the outer half, he'll paint the corner, as Hauser has done quite a few times. It is a strike to Schoenfelder, now 3-1.
That's a good 3-0 strike, though. It did not groove that one whatsoever. Got the outside corner.
Hauser comes set out of the stretch with a runner at second, and Schoenfelder will take a strike on the inner half, looking 3-2 now.
Nice pitch, inner half. Able to bend it in there.
Probably one of the higher velocities he's seen this year as well. Full count delivery from Hauser. And driven back up the middle. They're going to send the runner in McLeod. He's got to get on his horses. Here comes the throw. It's a good one, but out of the glove of Miller, the catcher, and we're tied at 1.
Big play. Look at that. Cats, Schoenfelder comes up huge. Throw just a little bit up the line. Miller can't grab it. McLeod scores. We've got a tie ball game in the top of 2. Cats 1, Jags 1.
So Cooper McLeod scores. Boy, he would have been dead at the plate if that throw was a little bit back towards home plate for Miller, but Cats do catch a break, and on the throw, Schoenfelder, after the single and an RBI, did advance to second base. So still in business here for J.J. Schoenfelder, and a foul tip into the glove of Miller for strike 1.
We talk a lot about it here. You see that single over the head of the shortstop. McLeod slowed down going into third. Looked like he was going to come up. Miller could not handle it, and McLeod's able to step over and score.
And Schoenfelder swings late on this one, 0-2.
One thing that Hauser's been able to do the last couple batters is throw that curveball for a strike there as Schoenfelder swung over top.
John Schoenfelder down 0-2, and the pitch outside, swing, and it's out of the glove of Miller. Swinging strikeout. They'll convert it for strikeout number 2 of the night for Hauser. But an RBI single by the 8th grader, Lars Schoenfelder, drives in Cooper McLeod, and we're tied at 1 as we head to the bottom of the second on KFJB-TV.
From preschool to graduation day, Marshalltown Community School District prepares students for success in a global world. Embrace the lead with curriculum that prepares students for tomorrow's challenges, giving your child unmatched college and career advantages. Embrace the lead by developing talents beyond the classroom through extracurricular opportunities and by focusing on student well-being and whole child development. Create a global learning community right here in Marshalltown. Learn more at marshalltown.k12.ia.us.
Jackson Reed, Cade Newman, Alex Corey due up in the second for the Ankeny Centennial Jaguars. Good Bobcat traveling faithful here this afternoon at Centennial.
And some of them, like us, traveled a couple times.
Yeah.
There were plenty of those
We made the
people
trip 2.5 times just to play one game.
That's right. We got to drive home in a monsoon mid-afternoon, and then we pulled up, parked the car.
Yep.
Brandon looks at his phone, laughs. Off
and
we
we're
go.
Headed home.
Off we go.
Game was originally scheduled to be at 7, and then about a day ahead of time, it got moved up to 4 o'clock, and then yesterday afternoon, it got pushed back to 7, and then it got postponed to 4 o'clock today. So
they were going to play this game at 4 no matter what the day was.
That is true. Left-handed batter Jackson Reed leads off the bottom of the second for the Jaguars as we're knotted up at 1 apiece. And a first pitch strike for Xander Stupp on the 293 batter. 3 home runs for Jackson Reed so far this year. And if he pulls one, he's got a shot with that wind blowing out to right field. And the pitch now will just miss outside as Tatey trying to frame it 1-1.
And the strategy right here so far on the first 2 pitches is stay away, stay away, stay away.
One of your favorite songs.
Actually, Give It Away is actually one of my favorite songs.
2-1 the count now after the ball outside, and quickly working his stop, and it looks like he slows it down, the off-speed outside, 3-1.
And this is, you don't want to walk him, but you also
don't want to serve up a meatball.
Yeah, it's more, he's going to stay away again, I think.
And it is fought off out to deep left field. Schoenfelder ranging to his right, easily makes the catch, 1 away.
Didn't give in to the walk, made a great pitch.
That's one thing I've noticed about John Schoenfelder in the outfield. He has looked way more comfortable this year than a year ago.
Well, in one of the Cat Connections, when you were talking about it, he made a mention to that, but he looked so much more comfortable. I remember when we were here last year, that left field position really, really struggled for the Cats.
A lot of different guys in that role.
Yeah, 3 or 4 different errors in this ball game last year.
Stump comes set, fires home, and it's fought off to the backstop. And Cade Newman down to the count 0-1. Newman, a 286 hitter, 7 runs, 11 RBI, righty versus righty. The 0-1. And off-speed misses just a touch. It looked like a pretty good pitch, but it'll be 1-1 the count.
Yeah, the ump is just standing right in front of that corner for us to fully see it.
Said he can't glove the 1-1, and it's going to be ball number 2, 2-1 the count. Alex Corey, the on-deck man, and he comes over and grabs that ball behind home plate. Two-1 is fouled off down the right field line. It's now a 2-2 count on Cade Newman, the 7-hole hitter.
Newman let that get a little deep on his hands, but able to foul it off.
Just an absolutely gorgeous day after the past couple of days.
Yeah, that's something else.
We've had quite the weather here in central Iowa. And the 2-2 is just a touch high. Pretty good location, but just above the numbers for Newman, and so it's a full count. Step out of the stretch, and it's fouled off again. Newman doing a good job to stay alive.
Staying alive, able just kind of sitting, knocking away the pitches. He doesn't really look like he can drive. I think he's just waiting for one to see if he can straighten it out.
And jammed inside, but he fights it off the face of the Bobcat dugout.
Yeah, Bobcat coaching staff wondering what their insurance policies look like. About got one in the forearm.
I noticed Colton Hankey, head coach, did not move, though. He's crouched down right inside the entrance of the dugout.
Carson Johnson was in harm's way.
Full count upstairs, and he'll fight it off again. This one over to the softball complex off the end of the bat for Newman.
Nice job by Newman, really battling. Xander's battling right along with him.
Stump will come set. We'll see if he can finish off the at-bat here with 1 away in the inning. And just a touch inside. Stump wanted it, but can't, and he'll walk Newman.
1 out.
Let's bring up Alex Corey. DH this afternoon for Trey Hauser, who is the starting pitcher for the Jaguars. 182 hitter, 7 runs and 3 RBI. Also a left-handed batter.
Cats are basically playing straight up in the infield. Taven Dutton holding on Newman.
Newman is going to take off. Here's the pitch. Tatey with the throw. It's off the line. Off the end of the glove of Griesel. Sneaks into right field. Here goes Newman over to third. Stelzer throws, but it's going to be well late. And that is 2 bases advanced for Cade Newman.
And that
stolen base and an error for the Bobcats. That'll be an E2 as that one well off the line.
And right there is the no second chances. You can't turn something, all right, they get the stolen bag, but you cannot turn that into a 2-baser. And now runner on third base, anything to the outfield, caught or otherwise, is going to score one.
Infield is on the grass. And the pitch is out on the outer half for a strike.
That's a beautiful,
Alex Corey.
Beautiful first pitch curveball, just fluttered in there on the outside corner.
So 1-1 count, and on the outer half again, it's going to be 1-2 to Alex Corey. There was a ball on that stolen base attempt.
See how Xander attacks being up in the count.
And off the end of the bat by Corey. He'll stay alive at a 1-2 count.
Strikeout would be huge for the senior.
Off speed, gets him chasing, and it is the first strikeout of the afternoon. 2 away for Xander Stupp at the bottom of the second.
Love, after being able to get a couple strike calls with the curveball, went up top with the fastball. Here you see that pitch, 1-2 count. Xander comes right at him, top side, takes him out.
9-hole hitter, Brecken Miller. The catcher will stand in, a right-handed batter at the plate. First pitch from Stupp is going to be low. Tatey blocks it and keeps it in front of him, 1-0.
Nice job by Garrett there, getting in front of it.
Off-speed pitch, misses inside, 2-0.
And this is where you have a 148 hitter on before you flip the lineup. This is an important batter to go after.
And a strike on the outer half as Stupp battles back. I want to touch low as well to Miller. So now a 3-1 count from Stupp.
Stupp found himself in a 3-1 hole earlier in the inning, was able to get the fly out to left field.
Miller still standing in there, hugging the plates. And Stupp loses it, and that'll be the second walk of the inning.
There's been a couple points in key situations where you can tell he's trying to overthrow the fastball, and I think Colton Hankey sees the same thing as they flip that lineup. He's going to go talk to Xander real quick.
Courtesy runner at first, number 13, Eli Starr.
So Eli Starr is going to come in to run for Brecken Miller, the courtesy runner. So 2 down in the inning, runners at first and third. And let's get a quick scoreboard update, all brought to you by Central State Bank. Discover what Central State Bank can do for you. And here in Class 4A Substate 7 earlier today, Iowa City Liberty took down Waterloo West 11-1, the final there. Also, Prairie takes down Waterloo East 11-1. Muscatine wins it over Burlington 14-4. Cedar Falls 7-4 winners over Urbandale. Valley shuts out Roosevelt 5-0. Iowa City High takes down Cedar Rapids Jefferson 11-1, and right now Dubuque Hempstead is leading Dubuque Senior 4-2. I imagine a ton of games. I was scrolling last night and seeing that a lot of games were moved to today.
Yeah, there was no hiding, and especially if you looked over at the Quad Cities area with that flash flooding, a lot of friends over there just showing videos. That was crazy.
Will Nessler, the leadoff batter, will dig back in for the second time tonight. He had a single, a stolen bag, and a run scored in the first inning to lead things off. So 2 down, runners at the corners, and the runner at first will take off. Tatey will fake the throw. They'll cut it off in the infield by Luke Stalzer. And that'll be a stolen base by Starr, who's again running for Brecken Miller, the catcher. So this will be big to try to limit the damage here. Anything to the outfield will probably result in 2-run scoring.
And these are the moments where the senior, you can trust your defense a lot. Sometimes you have to go get an out yourself.
1-0 is upstairs, now 2-0.
And this has really been what we've talked about is Xander has struggled more so this year with getting behind in counts, not being able to throw multiple pitches for strikes.
And low and in the dirt, Tatey blocks it 3-0 to Nessler.
But what I love about Xander is he's a bit of a bulldog. He's not going to give in.
The 3-0. And it will be a call to strike. A little bit of a delay there. I wasn't sure if he was going to get the call or not. Nessler was kind of deking him a little bit. He kind of showed a little bit of a bunt. 2 outs in the inning. 3-1. Here comes the delivery from Stupp, and it's fought off down the right field line. Well out of play. 3-2 now on Nessler.
Great job from Xander getting back into this after being down on the count 3-0, is able to battle back full count.
Out of the stretch. And that one's going to hit Nessler in the left shoulder. And it will load up the bases with 2 down in the bottom of the second for the Jaguars in a tied ball game.
And this is one of those second chance type of thing. We talked to the keys of the game. All 3 base runners right now. 2 walks, 1 hit by pitch.
You take those away, it's been a good inning so far. A fly out and a strikeout.
Right. Xander's struggled with this control, and now bases are juiced, but still has a chance to get out of this with no real damage except for pitch count.
Isaac Brule in the 2-hole this afternoon, grounded out 5-3 in his first at-bat. And he'll pop one out of play behind home plate on his first pitch he sees from Xander Stupp.
Xander up in the count.
The 0-1. And off the end of the bat, it'll stay fair. Taven Dutton fields it, and the Cats are out of a big jam. Isaac Brule, the U3, over to Taven Dutton, who let it come down the line to him. Tag in the bag, and the Cats are out of the second. With the bases loaded, 2 walks, 1 batter hit by a pitch, but Xander Stupp gets it off the end of the bat by Isaac Brule. We're headed to the third. 1-1 between the Jags and the Cats.
Some say life is like a road trip. Is it a coincidence Scooter's Coffee is a drive-thru? We don't think so. Whether you need a coffee while you enjoy the view, to just get you through the long stretch, or to refuel between stops, Scooter's Coffee is there, brewing up delicious coffee, espresso blenders, smoothies, iced drinks, and more, with the convenience of a drive-thru so you can stay on the road and enjoy the ride. So go ahead, scoot on around. Amazing people, amazing drinks, amazingly fast. Scooters in Marshalltown.
Welcome back to Centennial High School. Brandon Lewis, Dylan Does alongside me. As the Bobcats will send the 9-1-2 batters to the plate this inning. Aiden Holmgren, Sam Griesel, Jaden Logston. Trey Hauser gave up a run last inning. He walked Xander Stupp to lead off the inning, and the runner and Cooper McLeod came in to score off of a Lars Schoenfelder RBI single. You take a look there at Colton Hankey, another tough year in his second year for the Bobcats at the helm, but a really bright future ahead. There's some real young guys on this team with some talent you can see coming up, including Lars Schoenfelder, who we just talked about, the 8th grader, who is head and shoulders above, a lot of other guys. It's just, as an 8th grader, it's been really nice to see how comfortable he looks on the defensive end, but also on the offensive end. A bunt put down by Holmgren. He hustles down the line, but not in time. It's a 5-3 ground out for one away.
One thing that I think sets Lars apart, there's a lot of 8th graders throughout the state that are very talented. He's so technically sound. That's the thing that always gets me. He hits cutoff guys. He makes the right read. He plays smart baseball. Even the fact that on the RBI single, when the throw went to home, he moves to second. All those small things that upperclassmen do, it's just second nature. It's muscle memory. But often in that 8th grade, 9th grade, those are things that the moment's almost a little too big. Sometimes it's going too fast that you forget about. Lars doesn't seem to ever do that.
Sam Griesel got a hold of one in his first at-bat, but he flew out to left field, and he'll take a first pitch ball from Trey Hauser. This game has a much different feeling than a year ago.
Yes, it does. It was one that you could tell the Cats were really fighting from behind and just could not get out of jams or out of their own way.
The no-hitter last year as the Bobcats got shut out against the Jaguars. 2-0 to Griesel, and he fights it off to shortstop. Fielded by Nestler down to a knee, over to Newman at first. And there's 2 outs.
Griesel to his counterpart, Nestler. Watching them do infield just in the beginning of the game, like everything was so fluid and clean that Nestler looks just like he's taking infield practice right now. It's been scooping it up, throwing it across, and it looks like absolute perfection.
Logston grounded out 6-3 in his first at-bat in the first and takes a first pitch strike from Hauser.
And you see Hankey is idea is they're going to put the ball in play and force the Jaguars to make defensive plays, showing bunt quite a bit early in counts.
Logston swings over top the pitch, and he's down 0-2. Upstairs and outside from Hauser, 1-2 now to Logston, the 8th grader, who's shown some promise as well.
Good athlete in multiple sports, also, but just kind of that smooth lefty that can play a little bit of outfield, a little bit of first base.
Logston grounded out on a 3-1 count, and now he has a 2-2 count in this at-bat, so he's shown some good plate presence as well. And swinging a foul tip into the glove of Miller. He catches it to complete the strikeouts. That is strikeout number 3 this afternoon for Trey Hauser. Bobcats go in order in the third. We're into the bottom of the third inning in a tied-up ball game on KFJB-TV.
Legends American Grill is the perfect place to watch your favorite team. Enjoy wings, nachos, steaks, and prime rib available on Friday and Saturday nights. It's game on for great food and your favorite drink to wash it down. You like burgers? Legends has fantastic, unique burger creations like this. The Legends Burger. Absolutely delicious. Gather with friends, enjoy your favorite team's games with the NFL Sunday Ticket, and make some memories. Legends American Grill in Marshalltown and our new Newton location, where the game is always on.
Production of today's game is made possible by the Home Rental Center in Marshalltown. NeedItRentIt.net. Well, going to the bottom of the third inning, the Jaguars will send the heart of the order up. 3, 4, 5 batters: Will Morris, Cohen Bullwinkle, Reed Anderson.
And Xander did a pretty good job. Morris got that double, but then back-to-back ground outs to shortstop with Bullwinkle and Anderson. See if he can replicate that here in the third inning. Xander's been one of my absolute favorite athletes to cover, especially in baseball. Really great kid. Also, he's a manager for the girls' swim team, so every time I ever see him do that, he always tries to play rock, paper, scissors with me, and whoever loses has to do push-ups. I'd like to let it be known I've never had to do a push-up.
That might be the only thing you're better at than he is.
Xander. It probably is.
There's no probably. Maybe basketball.
Yeah.
If you guys had like a free throw shooting contest, I could see you winning that.
I think I could win no matter what. If you're 6'3", 6'4", and not out for basketball, it's because you can't play. That's the reality.
1-0 count on the batter in Will Morris from Xander Stump, and the off speed is going to catch the upstairs corner for strike one. Don't think Morris liked that call. Kind of stepped out of the box for a moment. Here's the 1-1. And that one on the inner half again as Morris will watch it right in, 1-2.
That's just a great hook. It looks like it's going to be off the inside plate. That late break, he's able to catch the corner.
Morris tees off on one down the left field line. This is going to get past J.J. Schoenfelder. He'll take the angle, throw it back in, but it's going to be a double for Will Morris to lead off the third.
You can't miss there. That again, thigh high, turn around on it and rip it. Morris 2 for 2, looks every bit a top 10 player in the state.
And 2 for 2 with 2 doubles.
Yeah. Yeah, just went down and got it.
In digs Cohen Bullwinkle and puts one down the third base line, but it is foul off the end of the bat right there for Bullwinkle. So he grounded out 6-3 in the first.
And Madden's just playing on the edge of the dirt there. Bullwinkle would have been safe at first. He was screaming down that line.
Yeah, getting out of that left-handed batter's box quickly, and the count is now 1-1 as that pitch misses outside from Stump. Stump turns around and fakes a fire to second base as Will Morris was back well in time. Bullwinkle will lift one to left field. Long run for J.J. Schoenfelder, but luckily by a foot it is foul, and it's strike number 2. Bullwinkle, left-handed batter off the end of the bat, almost put that one in the Bermuda Triangle.
And it didn't seem that J.J. was sprinting very hard over there. I think
he thought that was going to be more foul than it ended up being, yeah. Because that was close.
It may not fully have been a saunter, but it was close. He got...
You see there on the replay that it was about a foot foul.
Yeah.
Maybe that wind pushing it back just a touch. And the 1-2 is going to be low and inside. Tatey does block it as he drops down to his right. And a 2-2 count now to Bullwinkle.
Nice job by Garrett. He's done a nice job tonight with anything in the dirt, being able to get in front of it.
Stump comes set out of the stretch, and it's a 3-2 count.
Be interesting to see. His idea towards the left-handed hitters has been a lot of staying away.
Stump, a couple of walks last inning. We'll see if he can get out of the 3-2, and it's lifted to John Schoenfelder. Short left field, he ranges in a few steps and makes the catch, one away.
Nice pitch there by Xander. Schoenfelder was a little stuck in the mud early, finally got the read on it, was able to jog in and get that.
Probably off the left-handed bat, it's kind of cueing a little bit. You're trying to read that one.
I think that may be one of the harder things to read as an outfielder, a left-handed going opposite field as the left fielder. Like you said, it has that weird spin on it.
This is the most left-handers we've seen in a lineup this year. Chopper back up the middle. Griesel is right there in the spot. Over to first, a 6-3 ground out by Reed Anderson. Second time he's done that today, and there's 2 outs. It does move Will Morris over to third, but with the double to lead off the inning, couple of ground out and a fly out now, and Stump has a promising bottom of the third going here as Jackson Reed will step in. He lifted one to left field and was out last inning.
Tatey runs out there to discuss with Xander how they want to approach it here with 2 outs and Reed up. You see just the chopper up the middle, and Griesel maybe had to take 2 steps to his left and fired it over to first for the out.
Reed standing in, takes a first pitch ball.
Xander using that curveball quite a bit on first pitch.
Dug out over to first. Taven Dutton is charging the bag, but a little bit slow going there initially. Taven Dutton didn't charge it quick enough. I think he thought maybe he had time for Xander Stump to get over the bag in time, but that was definitely not the right play, as Jackson Reed will beat it out for a single. He'll pick up an RBI as he drives in Will Morris, and it's now 2-1 Jaguars.
And you can see it almost, Taven didn't make – he probably should have sprinted, I think, almost to first and see if Xander could have covered that. Looks like Colton Hankey's talking. I don't know what he is discussing there. I don't know if I'm not sure what he was discussing there.
See the run through at the bag over at first. Was close, as Reed did almost step over the bag at first, but he did tag the bag. And a check back on Reed at first base, not in time. 6 of 7 stolen base attempts so far this year.
And we talked about it a little bit in between innings. That grass is a little bit longer than you normally see as well.
Yep. 2 outs in the inning, a runner at first for the Jaguars in the bottom of the third. Cade Newman at the plate. Runner takes off. Tatey throws. And good line, but late, as Jackson Reed will steal the bag.
And if I'm the Jaguars right now, if you've got somebody on first, I'm looking to run. It's second to third's a little bit of a different story, but it's going to have Tatey's going to have a perfect throw to throw out a Jaguar. So I'd just keep on running if I was Centennial.
Cade Newman taking a ball there on the first pitch, and now he lifts it to right center field, fading away from Lars Schoenfelder. He's got a read on it, and he makes the catch out there in right center field as Cade Newman is retired. And 1 run comes across the plate. The Bobcats able to get out of it without any further damage. As Will Morris scores, it's 2-1. Ankeny on top of Marshalltown on KFJB-TV.
Don't let concerns about shifts in the market disrupt your long-term financial goals. Edward Jones financial advisor Zach Wall can help. He'll work with you on an investment strategy for long-term results. Edward Jones can give you the tools and knowledge for a steady approach to hitting your financial targets. Get started by giving Zach Wall a call at 641-752-3017 in Marshalltown or visiting edwardjones.com. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Heading to the fourth, Bobcats trail 2-1 to the 9th-ranked Ankeny Centennial Jaguars. Taven Dutton, Xander Stump, Madden Martin will head to the plate this inning. Coming up later tonight at 7 o'clock, we will have playoff coverage from postseason play in Class 5A softball, Marshalltown at Southeast Polk. So we'll make the quick jaunt over to Altoona and get that game for you here tonight on KFJB-TV as well.
Yeah, we're doing the
Lord's
vaunted broadcasting doubleheader, different sport, different location.
Let's play 2.
Bringing it all to you. We're the Title IX Ernie Banks.
Dutton grounded out 6-3 in his first at-bat. Hauser finally ready to go. He'll come set out of the stretch with nobody on. And it's a touch high.
And we saw this underdog fight the other night in softball with Lincoln being quite close with the Cats before they won 4-2.
Dutton taking a couple balls to start out the inning. A little bit of action down in the bullpen for the Jaguars. Can't quite catch a number on that
it's
one.
Number 3, senior TJ Hood.
Okay. And a ball pushed out of play off the bat of Taven Dutton. 2-1. And jammed inside, Dutton fouls off the 2-1 to the backstop.
Yeah, nice curveball in there. Dutton was able to foul it back.
So Hauser working in the 4th inning here against the Bobcats in a 2-1 ball game. He'll come set against Dutton and fires outside. Now full counts.
And that's kind of been a little bit of Hauser today, is just doesn't quite have the control. He's worked deep in quite a few counts.
The 3-2 on the way, and jams Dutton again. This one fought off near the stands down the third base side for the Centennial faithful. Also see a nice crowd deep out there in right field on the sidewalk out there.
Yeah, they're doing the softball view with the baseball, so it's a little bit further out there. I don't see any vendors out there selling any popcorn, but
full count, swing and a miss, and that'll be strikeout number 4 of the afternoon for Trey Hauser to lead off the 4th inning. Taven Dutton is retired, 1 away.
As Stupp comes up, the walk that he drew became the lone run for the Cats. See if he can do that again.
And Stupp will lift the first pitch he sees out to right field to Bullwinkle. With the sun in his eyes, he makes the catch, 2 away.
Fly out to Bullwinkle for the second out of the inning. Coming up to bat.
I wanted to say that wasn't Rocky at all, but that's hack work right there.
Yeah, it is.
I wouldn't say that.
Yeah. Although I did love Rocky and Bullwinkle growing up.
I watched it every Sunday morning before church.
Great show. Matt Martin struck out looking in the 2nd inning, and the first pitch he sees, he flies it out to left field to Anderson, ranging well in and short left, and it's a quick 1-2-3 for Trey Hauser as we go to the bottom of the 4th. Cats still trailing 2-1.
The right insurance agent can make all the difference. Assured Partners agents represent multiple insurance companies. They can pick and choose from a larger variety of outstanding insurance options. Assured Partners also handles life and health insurance and Medicare supplement coverage. With access to local, regional, and national insurance companies, Assured Partners will create policies tailored to the coverage you need. For more information, go online to assuredpartners.com/Marshalltown. Power through partnership with Assured Partners in Marshalltown, Toledo, and West Des Moines.
Two-one in the bottom of the 4th inning. It'll be Alex Corey, Brecken Miller, and Will Nessler to head to the plate for 9th-ranked Ankeny Centennial. And, of course, 9th ranked, they play in the CIML, which is a very tough conference. You look at the top 10, and it's just full of CIML teams. Pleasant Valley's number 1. Sioux City East is number 2. Then you go Johnston, number 3. Iowa City High is 4th. Waukee Northwest at 5. Iowa City Liberty at 6. Indianola is at 7. West Des Moines Valley is at 8. Ankeny Centennial at 9 and Waukee at 10. So you look, obviously, always one of the toughest conferences in the state of Iowa, in the CIML, which the Bobcats used to play in.
Ton of talent up and down. And you look at Sioux City East being number 2, as the state baseball will be at Sioux City this year because Cedar Rapids is in the last year of an agreement with the Colonels, so they could not the Colonels in general, but in being able to have that weekend open, so they couldn't host based on that. And so Sioux City has it. So if you're Sioux City East having a great year, you'd
at
love
the Explorers Stadium.
Yep, I've watched many a games there.
Part of the Independent League.
I saw Carlos Zambrano pitch there.
Yeah, that's right.
With
I remember
the Chicago
that.
Dogs.
Yeah. He was looking like a dog.
Yeah, he was throwing low 80s, and he almost had a hot dog in one hand as he was throwing with the other.
Left-handed batter Alex Corey leading off the inning, and a ball inside. He backs off. It's 1-1 now. There's used to be some really good players and teams, and I haven't kept up with the Independent League in a long time. But
J.D. Schulten's the most famous Sioux City Explorer. Not only he's he's a rep, a U.S. rep, but also was in the Atlanta farm system for a long time. So he's my age, but he's out there pitching bullpen for the Explorers.
St. Paul Saints used to be in the Independent League, and then they got bought by the Twins, and now they're AAA affiliate. 3-1 count now to Corey. And step fires home outside and walk him.
When I think of Schulten, the real Lord's work that he's doing is trying to eliminate blackouts, MLB blackouts. Central Iowa,
I haven't heard anything in that in a while, but it's
16.
It's one of the most frustrating things in this entire world that 6 teams, right?
Yeah.
You've got the Brewers, Twins, both the White Sox and Cubs, the Royals, and the Cardinals. 6 teams, and they are all 3 or more hours away from us. There is no reason.
You and I are not going to a Brewers game tomorrow.
No, we are not.
6-hour drive.
It's unreasonable.
Yes.
I mean, the origination of it was to promote getting fans to come out to the games, but it is just incredibly unrealistic. And we're the only state that has that kind of
we have no team but blacked out of more teams than any other state.
Correct. That's why you get a VPN.
That's right. We're in Thailand right now.
I'm living in Miami a lot these days. Don't tell anybody.
You and Florida.
Brecken Miller. Also, I like the Phoenix as well. I use Phoenix a lot, too. Runner takes off, and a ball lifted out of play down the first base side out of reach of Taven Dutton.
Dutton gave it the good old college try, but could not get there in time.
And if you're wondering how you get a VPN to switch your location so you can watch the Minnesota Twins, don't call me.
Yeah, and I am not endorsing anything that Brandon says during this half of the inning.
NordVPN does also not endorse it as well. Check over to first base on Alex Corey, not in time. It's better than going to a pirated website, though, Dylan.
Yes, it is. It's better for your computer and just overall.
1-1 count. I was an original cord cutter. Like, you know how that's become more popular.
Yes.
I was cord cutting before it was popular. Runner takes off, and the ball lifted out of play by Brecken Miller, and it's 1-2. Do have a courtesy runner for the DH, and Darren Sievers.
See the Ankeny Centennial softball team up here, number 3 in the state. They've got
I think they're Southeast Polk's number 3.
Are they? Yeah, you're right. 3 Southeast.
They're
Polk.
4.
4.
Centennial's 4. Because we'll see third-ranked Southeast Polk tonight. And the pitch is going to be behind Brecken Miller, and it looks like it's going to hit him on the left thigh, and he's hit by the pitch. So this is the bugaboo that Xander Stupp has fallen into. He's hit 2 batters here today, and he's walked a total of 3 as well.
We're going to have a courtesy runner, too, there. As you see, I believe it's Elijah Starr coming out.
Courtesy runner going in first, number 13, Eli Starr.
Eli Starr will re-enter, a courtesy runner for the catcher in Brecken Miller. So runners at first and second, and we have head coach Colton Hankey out to talk with his guys. As you see the Ankeny Centennial Jaguars. Ladies enjoying this baseball game to get themselves pumped up for their game here tonight.
The big bat in their lineup's already, I believe, committed to Minnesota. She was a force last year. I think they beat the Cats in about 57 minutes over there. That was an incredible offensive performance by the Jaguars. A very, very good softball team. And they're just like us. They do each other's hair before games. You're very easy.
Yeah.
I don't have to work too hard.
Although next game, I want you to get one of those brushes, the brushes that people usually kind of clean their. I want you to do that to me.
All right. I think we can do it.
Okay.
Not the 7 o'clock broadcast tonight. I don't think we can stop at CVS over the way it's going to be tight anyways.
On the bottom of the fourth inning, some action for the Jags. No outs, and the top of the lineup now as Will Nestler will dig in. A couple of courtesy runners on the base pass. Sievers is at second, and Eli Starr is at first. Nestler hit by a pitch and a single and a run scored.
I was a betting man. I think Colton's idea is, can we get Xander through 4?
And off the bat, Nestler tried to bring it back but couldn't in time, and so it's a foul ball. 0-1. We saw that, what was that, last week for softball? Did we see that?
Yes.
Not bringing the bat down, and we had some foul balls.
Right off the nub of the bat.
Yep.
You get the joy of getting hit and a strike.
So Nestler down to the count, 0-1. Stupp coming set out of the stretch. And a fake overthrow. Stupp has the ball as he goes in between second and third, and Ankeny doesn't bite on the tomfoolery. And everyone will hold tight. I think there's been a little bit of scouting on that play by now.
Yeah, it's one of those. It's like a bad three-point shooter. If they make their first one, then they think they can shoot, and then by the end of the game, they're 1 of 8. It's a little bit like that.
0-1 on the way to Nestler. And bunt right back to Xander Stupp. He fields it cleanly, fires to Dutton at first. There's one away. The runners move up 90 feet. As Sievers is over to third, to second goes Eli Starr. As Nestler grounds out 1-3 on the sacrifice bunt.
Great job by Nestler there, doing his job, getting guys in scoring position, multiple guys in scoring position, less than 2 outs. Heart of the lineup coming up. That's exactly what you want from your first 2 hitters in the lineup.
Yeah. Isaac Brule is 0 for 2 today. Couple of ground outs, and the first pitch from Stupp is lifted back behind home plate, and it will work its way out of play and over the stands. 0-1 to Brule.
Xander's been very good with his back against the wall so far tonight. Hopefully he can continue that trend. Again, infield in on the grass, trying to cut the runner down at home plate.
Stupp fires home outside, 1-1. Infield playing in on the grass. Trying to limit the damage here, and the pitch is outside. 2-1 to Brule.
Again, Tatey able to swallow up anything in the dirt.
And off speed is lifted to the backstop. 2-2 now to Brule.
A strikeout would cure a lot of ills right now for the Cats, especially with Morris already 2 for 2 with 2 doubles sitting in the on-deck circle.
So a tight spot for the Bobcats here in a 2-1 game. With 2 runners in scoring position with 1 out for the Jags. Here's the delivery, and right off of Stupp as he tried to reach back and make the play. It's picked up and over to first in time. Heads up play for Sam Griesel to get Isaac Brule out. 6-3 ground out for out number 2. Brule does pick up an RBI as he drives in Alex Corey and his runner and Sievers from third base. As Miller's runner in Eli Starr moves to third base, but looks like Xander Stupp, hopefully he is okay. It went off the glove as he gives the thumbs up to his head coach and Colton Hankey, but he tried to reach back and get that one, but just off the end of the glove. But, boy, that was a heck of a play by Griesel.
Yeah, Griesel didn't. I could see, you almost feel like you give up on the play. He fires it over. Dutton with a great stretch and pick over there. I always feel like if Dutton was like 6'1" or whatever, I think people would talk more about him as a first baseman because he actually plays very well over there. They're going to allow Xander to toss a couple pitches here, see if looks pretty good there. He's not a slight kid, so he built a bit like a football player or a power forward there.
Number 7.
Well, with the arm sleeve tattoo and the motorcycle, I'm sure he's a lot tougher than you would be in this situation.
Oh, way tougher. But if I'm Colton Hankey, I'm not worried about being tough. You know where I'd be putting Will Morris?
On first?
On first base. I would not throw one pitch to this kid. It would be a walk, 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 walk.
Xander stepping off the rubber as he was getting ready to come set, and I'm not sure what was going on there, but kind of checking something out. 2 doubles today for Will Morris out of the 3-hole. And the first pitch will paint the outer half to Will Morris, 0-1.
And it doesn't feel like at that high school level there is not a lot of intentional walks. There doesn't seem to be about that, but if I'm the Cats.
There are some instances, that's for sure. Outside, he'll work again, 1-1. Everything is away, though, I noticed. And that's probably the strategy here. So 2 outs in the inning, still 1 runner aboard over at third, and Eli Starr for the Jaguars. And back inside comes Xander Stupp. He'll work that curveball and a 1-2 count.
Yeah, and that curveball, when it's been able to come back over on the edge of the inner part of the plate, has been lethal.
Hugging the plate is Morris as he stands way close to the plate in that box. Comes back inside, lifts one to center field. Lars Schoenfelder was shading towards left center. Long run. It's going to be another double. 2 doubles today, or 3 doubles for Will Morris today as he picks up his second RBI. Driving in Eli Starr from third base. And the Jaguars strike for 2 here in the bottom of the 4th.
And not at all to belabor the point whatsoever, but that's what he's done every single time up. There is no reason to throw to him. There's no reason to pitch to him.
So 2 outs in the inning, and this will bring up Cohen Bullwinkle. A ground out and a fly out. See if the Bobcats can now get out of the inning. And a first pitch ball to Bullwinkle. Since we mentioned it, how many Rocky and Bullwinkle jokes do you think he gets? Or do, that generation probably doesn't even know of that show?
I don't know. I don't think they know.
David says he doesn't even know of that show.
No, I think.
He does know. Oh, okay.
Babyface might be the final
Thank
generation.
the Lord, because we were about to be very disappointed in you, David. 1-1 count as Stupp fires back with a strike. Now a check back on Will Morris at second base, not in time.
Again, see if the Cats can get out of this with minimal damage as Xander again steps off the rubber. And he's talking to Garrett. Garrett's going to come out and taking a timeout there.
Not sure what it is. It almost looked like both times like he had something maybe in his eye or something was kind of bothering him, but
he just seems to be a little uncertain. And as a pitcher in a big situation, the last thing you want to be is uncertain.
And he could be worried about, Morris at second base, not stealing the signs, but seeing the signs, that kind of thing too. Maybe switching up their pitch selection. A ball off the end of the bat down the left field line. That one will be just foul by Bullwinkle. Long run out there in left for J.J. Schoenfelder. You don't see that anymore at the major league level because they have that little thing they press the button on and it buzzes in the pitch selection. One, two from Xander Stupp. And the curveball doesn't curve enough, 2-2.
That missed.
That's happened twice now for J.J. Schoenfelder. Getting lucky on a foul ball.
Just getting his sprints in.
Yep. And upstairs and outside. Now a full count to Bullwinkle from Xander Stupp. Well, after this inning, Dylan Dose will have the remainder of the call, and I'll go get ready for softball down at Southeast Polk tonight. So don't miss me.
We may miss you a little bit, but we'll come find you.
Okay. Stump comes set. Here's the full count delivery off the end of the bat, and a pop-up third base side. Martin has a read on it. He makes the catch. And the Bobcats out of the jam as they'll strand Will Morris at second base as Bullwinkle now 0 for 3 today with a pop-up to third base. That sends us to the 5th inning as the Bobcats will try to get back into it. They now trail 4-1 on KFJB-TV.
At Greg Young Automotive, we're more than just a dealership. We're a part of your community. We believe in transparent pricing with no hidden tricks or gimmicks. Just honest deals you can trust. Our commitment to fair pricing and supporting our local communities is why so many choose us. Greg Young Automotive, where integrity drives us and you home. Visit any of our 6 locations across the state and experience the Greg Young difference, where we'll go the extra mile for you.
Welcome back into Ankeny Centennial. Bobcats down 4-1. Just gave up 2 in the bottom of 4. Xander Stupp so far has been really good, giving up 5 hits, but has struggled a little bit with control, and mostly Will Morris. Will Morris with 3 doubles, 2 RBI. He's really been the nemesis so far for the Cats. But as we look, it's going to be Tatey, Lars Schoenfelder, who does have an RBI single, and J.J. Schoenfelder, and then Aiden Holmgren. As you look at the replay here, you see it going as there's the RBI double by Morris. Just hit one into the gap as Lars Schoenfelder was playing shaded to left center there. But the Cats looking to stay in this one. They have not lacked in fight whatsoever tonight. Now we need to get some base runners and base hits. Garrett Tatey so far tonight 0 for 1. He grounded out to the third baseman, Will Morris, earlier in this ball game. Looking in for the first pitch. Right-hander comes into Tatey. Inside, going chopped down to Morris. Morris double clutches over to first in time. That'll be a 5-3 putout for Centennial, and that'll bring up Lars Schoenfelder 1 for 1 with an RBI single. Brought home McLeod, who was running for Xander Stupp. Sophomore hitting 268 coming into tonight. Had his 13th RBI. Gets a bunt right in front. It's a good bunt. But Miller's got a rocket on that right shoulder. He's able to throw him out. Catcher to first base. That's a 2-3 putout. Cats quickly with 2 outs. You see that. It was a good bunt. Died in the grass. And Schoenfelder was ripping down the line, but Miller was able to throw him out. Now J.J. Schoenfelder in. His first at bat, he struck out. And it's going to be a fastball outside corner. Start 1-0 count. Trey Hauser really settling in. He's now had 9 batters retired in a row. Strike 2. It's now a 0-2 count. Comes back with a fastball, gets J.J. Schoenfelder looking, and that'll do it. That was a quick top of 5. 3 up, 3 down. We go to the bottom of 5. We'll see who comes out. It looks like we are going to have a pitching change when we come back in the bottom of the 5th inning here at Ankeny Centennial.
You look forward to retirement as your time to relax. But now that it's here, turns out relaxation is overrated and you'd rather get back to work with an idea of your own. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When retirement plans change course, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together, we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East South Ridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
And welcome back in, and that will be it for Xander Stuff. 4 innings pitched, 5 hits, does give up 4 runs, but we now have a pitching change. Is it time to change out your air filter? Check out the planned service programs from Ethington Heating and Cooling that helps ensure your heating and cooling systems are ready to go. Ethington Heating and Cooling, they're not comfortable until you are. I'm pretty comfortable right now, but we're going to get Lars Schoenfelder, the 8th grader, is going to come in and try to knock down this Jaguar offense so far on the year. Lars has pitched in 9 games, 13 innings pitched, has a 6.46 ERA, does have 19 walks, though. That's really been his bugaboo. 15 strikeouts, 19 walks, and that's really where he struggled. If he can keep control, he's going to end up being a pretty good pitcher, pretty good all-around player in just his 8th grade year. But he's got some in front of him. He's got Reed Anderson, again, the left fielder, has 3 home runs on the year, along with Jackson Reed. Actually, Jackson Reed, I believe, has those 3 home runs on the year. And Reed Anderson, Jackson Reed, and Cade Newman will be up for the Jaguars as they try to extend this 4-1 lead in the bottom of the 5. Cats have been scratching and clawing all game long, but Centennial's done just enough to keep the Cats at bay.
Number 8, Reed Anderson.
And Dylan Doe's here with you. Brandon made the early trek to Southeast Polk. We'll be joining him at the conclusion of this as the girls take on number 3 Southeast Polk in softball at 7 p.m. We will have that on KFJB-TV just as we do here with boys baseball postseason here. Ankeny Centennial, number 9 in the state. Bobcats looking to hang in. First pitch, a little bit of hot foot there as Schoenfelder comes way inside. Rocks back, looking to fire. Gets a swing and a miss there. It's now 1-1 count. Anderson 0 for 2 so far, has been very familiar with Sam Griesel. Come back right back inside. It's now 2-1. Lars has that very compact pitching as Xander was much more open. You see his shoulders open up, a lot more arm action. Lars keeps everything really tight. Looks like Kevin James dancing on the movie Hitch. Just keeps it very close. Comes back. And that's going to be belted into right field. It gets down, going to track to the wall. He's looking for 2. There might be 3 as he's going to dig. He's going to stand up. He's going to end up sliding in, but that's a lead-off triple. Just blasted. Reed Anderson turned on it. He got a pitch he liked, and he did not waste any time as freshman Aiden Holmgren quickly got that in. Here you see inside half, he turned on it and just smashed it with a 2 bounce to the wall, and he was able to get into third. Now nobody out. Runner on third brings up Jackson Reed, batting .293 on the season, 3 home run, 21 RBI. First pitch is up in the zone, ball 1. Eighth grader finds himself in a jam early. See if he can work his way out of it. Comes back with a fastball, fouled straight back. 1-1 is the count. Goes curveball, and that just floats in too far inside. That curveball, pretty inconsistent pitch so far in the young number 20 Lars Schoenfelder's career. And that's going to be away. He finds himself down 3-1 count. Reed 1 for 2 tonight, has a single and an RBI. He's going to foul that one off again. We now have the count is full. Look here. Again, the defense is in on the grass, looking to cut the runner off down at home. Cats looking to keep this as tight as possible. And he loses him there. Runners now on the corner. And you'd have to think as Colton Hankey comes out and he's going to talk. He may just talk or not anticipating they're going to make that change quite yet, but if they were, would not be surprised to see it be senior, number 17, Sam Griesel. No, this looks like they're just going to talk it out, kind of calm him down. You know, you get put into a big situation against a good baseball team. Those nerves, that anxiety, that juice can be your own worst enemy as a pitcher. Looks like they're talking around. He's not just talking to Lars out there. He's talking around that huddle. Really look for here with Cade Newman up. Newman has a walk. He stole second base and then reached third on an error, but he ended up not scoring there in that second inning. Then he flew out to center field in the third inning. And now Colton Hankey saunters off the field. And we are going to see a pitching change. And as all of our pitching changes, they are brought to you by Ethington Heating and Cooling. When we come back, we'll tell you all about Sam Griesel here on KFJB-TV.
McGregor's Furniture and Mattress is your local furniture store in Marshalltown, and they are proud to support Marshalltown Bobcat Athletics. If you need a new recliner to relax in, or perhaps a new dining set for the whole family, shop McGregor's. They also have a good selection of luxurious sectional sofas. Score the mattress of your dreams with an assist from the McGregor's friendly and knowledgeable staff. You'll be the household MVP when you bring home the winning selection from McGregor's Furniture and Mattress downtown Marshalltown. Open 7 days a week.
Frank, when you think Fairway, you think fresh. Is that the winning culture you've tried to create?
Penelope Pineapple, what an unbelievable produce performance. How does your team stay so fresh?
Sunkissed Orange. Is it true Fairway has offered the freshest produce in town since 1938?
What can we say? Our produce is so fresh, we're speechless.
When you go home, you'll feel good about what you did, and you know you're doing it for the kids. If they don't have us, they don't have these games.
And welcome back in. We have a pitching change, and on the first pitch, Sam Griesel hit Cade Newman. You'll see it right here, right in the back there. That cannot feel good, but as with everything, pitching changes are brought to you by Ethington Heating and Cooling that helps ensure your heating and cooling systems are ready to go. Ethington Heating and Cooling, they're not comfortable until you are. It's going to be fouled back for a strike there. As Alex Corey's come up, he's 0 for 1. Does have a walk and scored a run in that fourth inning. 0-1 count. Bases are chock filled with Jaguars. No outs. It's going to be grounded. It's just going to be an unassisted to fielder's choice to first base. Run does score. RBI sacrifice by Alex Corey. Now second and third. 1 out.
Second and third, 1 out. For the batter, number 16,
Brecken Miller is now in. He is 0 for 0, has reached, you see that there, too high to go home. He just steps on one and gets the out. Brecken Miller does not have an official at bat so far, does have a walk and was hit by a pitch. First pitch is fouled away for strike one. As you look at this, again, the Cats find themselves down 5-1, fifth inning. I think if you look around the state quite a bit, I think a lot of people had this chalked up for a 10-run early, but the Cats have been game so far tonight, and they've been good in pressure situations defensively. They've found ways to minimize damage quite a bit. See if Griesel, as he throws a ball there with a 1-1 count, see if he can hunker down and lock in on the Jaguars. Again, defense on the edge. And just inside, they're going to go home. Tatey with his first pass ball, and that's going to be a wild pitch, and that will score Jackson Reed on a wild pitch. And Lars, that puts the end on Lars. As you see, that inside travels back, and no chance, not able to get it. That'll do it for Lars. He did not have an official out, but gave up 2 runs in his 0 innings of work. Now everybody on base is Sam Griesel's responsibility as he comes back in. Inside fastball is fouled away. It is now a 2-2 count for Brecken Miller. Brecken digs back in, back foot on where the back of the batter's box used to be. And the pitch is going to be hammered down the line, but well foul. And we're going to do it again. 2-2 count, 1 out. It's a 6-1 ball game with the Jaguars putting 5 runs across the board in the last 3 innings. Cats continue to fight. And Sam has struggled with that all year long as he hits Brecken Miller. He has really struggled. That fastball naturally tails back into right-handed hitters, and he has. You'll see it right here. You'll see the fastball pitch. He comes in, and it just tails. It just tails right into the tailbone. Eli Starr is going to run for the catcher, Brecken Miller, and that'll bring up Will Nestler. Nestler is 1 of 1. He does have a sack bunt along with a hit by pitch, and he's single and a stolen base in the first inning. Griesel will go back over to Dutton. Just to give you a heads up on the defense, right now Tatey's at catcher, Dutton at first, and you now have Xander Stupp at second. Lars Schoenfelder is at shortstop with Madden Martin at third base. He's going to get a strike there. Nice pitch by the senior. Quick 0-1 count. Now he goes back over, and Starr is able to slide in under the tag. And they throw it down to third. Fake the throw to second, down to third. And runner was already on third base as Cade Newman is on third base there. You have Miller at second, Newman at third, 1 out with Will Nestler up. .278 average on the year, but does have a .423 on-base percentage, 5 doubles and 15 RBI. Has a chance for a couple more here. Inside, almost got him. Griesel struggling a little bit with control here. He's down in the count 2-1. Comes back up. And that's where it gets you when you're playing in all the way around. A potentially routine grounder now scores 2, and it's now an 8-1 ball game as the Jaguars are blowing this one open.
Jaguars have played 4 of the inning. 8-1, 1 out. Runner at first. At the plate, number 1, Isaac Brule.
Isaac Brule is 0 for 3. Does have an RBI, had an RBI ground out in the 4th inning. As he digs in, number 1 digs in. There's a Nestler's able to, he's going on the pitch, throw out, and Tatey throws it into center field as Xander Stupp really just missed it there. That was more on Stupp than it was Tatey, and now he's at third base. Wheels are coming off a little bit for the Cats here in the 5th inning, as the Jaguars have put 4 on the board and now have a runner 90 feet away with Brule up and only 1 out. He reaches back, first pitch strike, good fastball by the senior. 1-1 count there. And that's going to be outside for ball 2. 2-1 count as Brule takes a step out of the batter's box. Now he digs in again. Griesel in the stretch, comes and fires, and nice pitch down in. Got a curveball down in the dirt, and Brule went after it, couldn't find it. 2-2 count. Griesel really needs a strikeout here with a man only 90 feet away. Reaches back, and it's going to be a pop-up. Can Martin get there? He seems to be underneath, able to get the out. A great pitch from Griesel, as good as a strikeout, keeping the runner at third base. And again, I've said it last time Morris was up. There is not any part of me that wants to pitch to this kid. He's batting .398 on the year, almost a .500 on-base percentage, 32 RBI, 13 doubles. He actually has 16. He's had 3 today. He digs in. Looks like the Cats are going to go at him again. And he's belting that to center field, but it seems the center fielder is there, and that'll do it. Cats give up 4, down 8-1, but we go to the top of the 6th. Cats down 8-1.
Auto loans at Lennox Employees Credit Union are not just for cars. If you are looking to purchase a new or used motorcycle, boat, snowmobile, or other recreational vehicle, look no further. Lennox Employees Credit Union has low loan rates, and the loan process is so easy. Visit lennoxecu.com for rates and membership eligibility information, or go to 1004 East Main Street in Marshalltown to visit with one of our loan officers. Lennox Employees Credit Union, member NCUA.
Welcome back in. Here we are in Ankeny Centennial. We go to the top of the 6th. Jaguars of Ankeny Centennial have opened this one up. It was 1-1 going into the bottom of the 3rd, but they have scored 7 runs in the last 3 innings. Cats continue to fight, but will need to get some runs across the board, and the lineup will be the 9-hole hitter, Aiden Holmgren, and then we'll flip the lineup to Sam Griesel and then Jalen Logsden, and in the hole will be the senior Taven Dutton, if anyone gets on. And it looks like Trey Hauser will again come out. You look at Hauser coming in on the year, a 1.75 ERA. The top 2 pitchers definitely for Ankeny Centennial. You can tell they're setting their lineup as they want to get a march down to Sioux City to see if they get a chance at the baseball state title.
For the Bobcats, number 19, Aiden Holmgren.
Aiden was thrown out, attempted a bunt in his lone at bat in the 3rd inning. Resulted in Morris flying it over to first base for the out. See what Aiden can do here in the box now. Hauser sets back with a fastball. Is that gonna get into a gap? It gets into a gap. Holmgren's gonna get aboard. Great job by the freshman in the bottom of the lineup, picking up a hit. 2nd hit for the Cats tonight. And now you have Sam Griesel. See if the senior, there you see it. He went down. Fastball came in. Holmgren fought it off. And right in between, got it into the gap. Great job by number 19. 18, sorry about that. Pitch is going to be outside. It's going to be 1-0. The Cats going to look to run. I'm telling you, looking at Miller's arm behind the dish, I'm not so sure I want to, unless you know you got it. Fastball is going to be outside. It's going to be 2-0 on the senior Sam Griesel. Morris is in on the grass on the corner. They're playing double play depth up the middle. Griesel fouls it away. Morris is doing a little bit of the hokey pokey with the infield dirt and the infield grass. He puts his right foot back in, and there he is on the grass. Now Hauser looks over to first, now comes set. And Griesel's going to pop it up as Nestler is able to get over there. Does a nice job arranging over, and he gets the out. Sam Griesel is going to see Nestler in his dreams there. And now is a look, Jalen Logsden in, seeing if he can move the runner over. He's had two good at-bats, has not resulted in getting on base quite yet. He fouls that one straight back. He was right on it, but could not straighten it out. You'd love to see the Cats get a couple runs to try to ensure that this thing goes 7. Pitch is high. It's going to be ball 1. 1-1 count. Hauser comes set. Looks like they're going to try to throw this one outside, and Logsden's going to pop it up. Hauser gets called off by Morris, and he gets the out there. And that's going to be fly ball out to the third baseman there. And again, back to Hauser had gotten 10 batters in a row before the leadoff single by Aiden Holmgren. Now 2 outs. Taven Dutton up, number 15. Senior on the year, hitting .348. Does have 10 RBI and a double. And that one's going to catch the outside fastball to the outside corner. Strike 1. Dutton offers at it, swings through the fastball. It's 0-2. Dutton just right on top of that plate. Back foot at the back of the batter's box. And he rung him up. He got him frozen outside, maybe on the black there. Dutton didn't like it, but doesn't matter. Cats go down after a leadoff single, leave one on, but we go to the bottom of 6. Ankeny Centennial 8, your Marshalltown Bobcats 1. And we're back here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Ankeny Centennial 8, your Marshalltown Bobcats 1. Sam Griesel will again come out. He pitched the 6th inning, had struggled a bit, gave up 2 runs, hit a couple batters, but the Cats find themselves down 7. Ankeny Centennial trying to send this one home an inning early, and it will be Colin Ballwinkle, Reed Anderson, and Jackson Reed. Reed Anderson had a triple in that last inning. Both he and Jackson Reed scored. So if anybody gets on, it will bring up number 17, Cade Newman. But Colin Ballwinkle Cohen Ballwinkle on the year, hitting .360, .412 on base percentage. Has a couple triples. Does have some wheels on him, the left-hander. Now Griesel, see maybe if he's found his groove a little bit, was the first pitcher to actually get Will Morris out with that fly ball out to center field, where Luke Stalzer was able to track it in. First pitch is outside. Comes back. Fastball again outside. It's now 2-0. Griesel quickly finds himself behind in the count. Cats playing straight up all around. Stalzer a little bit shaded to right field, and that's ball 3. All 3 have been fastballs out and away. Feels that release point's a little early for Griesel. He comes back, and it's going to be a 4-pitch walk, not the way you wanted to start off the inning.
Leadoff walk earned by Bullwinkle. Runner first, no outs.
Reed Anderson comes up, hitting .350, 27 RBI on the year, 7 doubles coming into this one. So far tonight, he's 1 of 3, does have a triple that we mentioned just a bit earlier. Comes set. Now he'll go over to Dutton. Bullwinkle easily slides under the tag. Again, Dylan Does. Brandon Lewis already is making his way over to Southeast Polk to get set up because, again, we have that broadcast at 7, and that's going to go out into center field. Again, the throw, the lack of a tag there. And a stolen base turns into 2 bases. It's going to be an error on Tatey. A stolen base by Ballwinkle, and then he goes to third on the E2. And now Sam digs back in on a 1-0 count. Able to get a strike there. Nice job by the senior, able to right that. That is first strike so far here in the 6th inning. Only 90 feet away is for the Jaguars to get another run, and a swing and a miss. Ball was probably about 6 inches off, tailed away, but that's a natural tail for Griesel's fastball, especially against a left-hander. It just kind of vanishes away on you. And he's going to pop him up. Stupp at second base looks to get under it. He's going to get the out. And it looks like Ballwinkle was just kind of sauntering back. Now they're going to throw over, and he quickly gets back. Reed flies out to second base. Good pitch by Sam Griesel. Now it's going to bring up Jackson Reed. Jackson Reed walked in the last inning but scored. He had an RBI single in the 3rd. Flew out to left field in the 2nd inning. Now Griesel comes back. Fastball inside, and that's belted to Holmgren. Holmgren going back, and it's over his head. The first step was in, and it just went over his head. And he is going to go in with an RBI triple for Jackson Reed. Thought Holmgren had a beat, but it was that one slight step in before he went back on it. It is now 9-1. You see that inside half, he's able to get his hands through with the barrel on it and just rockets it to right field. Cade Newman's up. As you see, he was hit by a pitch in Sam Griesel's first batter in the last inning. He also walked in the 2nd. Fastball in the outside corner, fouled away, out of play. It's 0-1. Wind is blowing out right. The flag looks quite majestic out there over the foul pole. And it's Tallars in the short, able to rocket it over to Dutton, a 6-3, but that will score a run. Newman gets the RBI. There is now 2 outs. It's 10-1. You see that nice backhanded play by the 8th grader, Lars Schoenfelder. fires it across. And it'll bring up Alex Corey. Alex Corey had an RBI sacrifice in the last inning. He walked and scored in the fourth, did strike out in the second inning. Griesel comes set. Now it's going to be a ground ball, and Dutton's not able to get it. That would have got the Cats out of the inning, but now there is a base runner, and that will bring up catcher Brecken Miller, who's been hit twice. Scored on both of those times. He's also walked, so no official at bat so far for the catcher.
Runner first, 2 outs. At the plate, number 16, Brecken Miller.
You look at this 10-1. Again, this one's starting to get out of hand for the Cats. You can't at all fault the fight. Cats are playing straight up in the infield. Whoo. Brecken Miller is tired of being thrown at, both maybe not as a catcher, but definitely as a hitter. Griesel comes back in. Now he's going to throw over, and sliding in safely over there is Alex Corey. Comes set, and oh my goodness, he gets hit again. He is and this is where the Cats now, it's 10-1, and again, next, if they're able to score a run here, that'll be it. There are no moral victories, but I do believe the Cats would really like to see, you're going to see this again as Starr will come out and pinch run again, or courtesy run. Is I think what you want to build off is, if you're the Cats, there are no moral victories. There is no bracket that moves you along. But I do think taking a top 10 team all 7 innings, I think, is a pretty big deal for these young Cats. As Colton Hankey jogs out to talk to Sam Griesel, will they make a pitching change or just kind of calming down? And one of the things that I wonder with the Cats is they've tried to pitch inside, and Sam has not really consistently been able to paint that inside corner. You wonder if you kind of move that out a little bit, but Tatey is continually set up on the inside of the right-handed hitters. And that was a very, very quick meeting. Not sure more than about 3 syllables were said, and come back in as Nestler digs back in. He had a single and 2 RBI single there in the 5th. Now a chance to send this one home with a single here. And it's inside, pass ball gets back, and runners are going to advance. And now runners at second and third. We have 2 outs. And again, that's where you kind of wonder, if you're Tatey, do you move a little bit further out?
For the 1 out counts, 2 outs.
Need an out here. Want to extend this ball game, make it all 7 here as Griesel comes back, fires one in the dirt. They're going to have a chance. And that's going to be a ball game as he slides under. That's going to be the pass ball. It was a very close, but Alex Corey able to score. That makes the game end to 6. It's 11-1 Jags. And that will be the end. That will be the end of the game. Bobcats lose 6. End the season 6-27. We'll come to recap this all as we go into the locker room report.
Wayward Social is the place for fun. With 20 lanes of bowling, leagues for all levels, great food and drink options, an awesome arcade, there is a ton of fun to be had at Wayward Social. And that's just on the inside. Step outside and enjoy patio life at Gutter Point with drinks, shuffleboard, live music, and fun atmosphere. Follow Wayward Social on Facebook for updates on specials and live music. It is all on South 6th Street in Marshalltown. Visit wayward-social.com to plan your next visit to the place for fun.
Your degree, your way. Online learning at Marshalltown Community College lets you learn at your own pace, from home, fitting education into your life. Choose from 9 fully online programs. Balance work, family, and your future. Plus, you get dedicated support just like on-campus students. Library, advising, everything you need. Online degrees at MCC, flexible, accessible, and supported. Visit MarshalltownCommunityCollege.com to learn more. Start learning your way today.
Life's buzzing with energy. From the delightfully routine, to the novel and exciting, to the truly uncharted. With all that life brings, it's easy to lose track of what powers all those moments, our health. At Mercy One, our caring doctors focus on just that, powering health, from the everyday to the extraordinary. So you're ready for what life brings next. Find care at mercyone.org/healthpowerslife.
Whether a ref makes a bad call or it's opposing players or fans trying to get us out of our element, that our ultimate goal is to win, and doing things that are unsportsmanlike aren't going to get us any closer to that goal.
Because in life, many things will not go your way, and by learning now to hold your head up high when defeated and stay humble after a victory will better influence your life for the years to come.
The KFJB-TV Locker Room Report, presented by Wells Fargo Advisors of Marshalltown.
And welcome back in, and that will be the final at 6. A pass ball makes it 11-1 as the Jaguars of Ankeny Centennial take down your Marshalltown Bobcats. And your Locker Room Report is presented by Wells Fargo Advisors. James Hunt and Jeff Isgrig, located at 14 East Southridge Road in Marshalltown. Cats fought. It was 1-1 going into the bottom of 3, and then the Jaguars scored 1 in the 3rd, 2 in the 4th, 4 in the 5th, and then 3 in the 6th. The Cats just couldn't quite get enough, but I will tell you, they were game for it here tonight. I thought a lot of good things. The Cats only could muster 2 hits, but one of them was an RBI single by 8th grader Lars Schoenfelder, and another single there by Aiden Holmgren. Cats fought, and I really thought Stupp gave them a really good 4 innings, kept them in this ball game. Defensively, I thought they were pretty solid. But they just could not get them across. Though there are 3 really tremendous seniors out there that gave it their all in Sam Griesel, Taven Dutton, and Xander Stupp. It has been an absolute privilege and pleasure to cover these young men for 4 years, and some of them even 5 years. All stand-up gentlemen that are just getting started on being really, really wonderful humans as they move on in their education and in their lives. But it's been a great pleasure to watch them. But when we come back, we will have the Opa Grill Player of the Game here on KFJB-TV.
You planned and saved for your child to go to college, but medical school after graduation was a surprise. A happy, expensive surprise. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When opportunities surprise you, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East South Ridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
From preschool to graduation day, Marshalltown Community School District prepares students for success in a global world. Embrace the lead with curriculum that prepares students for tomorrow's challenges, giving your child unmatched college and career advantages. Embrace the lead by developing talents beyond the classroom through extracurricular opportunities and by focusing on student well-being and whole child development. Create a global learning community right here in Marshalltown. Learn more at marshalltown.k12.ia.us.
The KFJB-TV Locker Room Report, presented by Wells Fargo Advisors of Marshalltown.
Welcome back in. Cats fall to the Jaguars 11-1 in 6 innings, but it's now time for our KFJB-TV Player of the Game, presented by Opa Grill of Marshalltown. Greek and traditional favorites. All you have to say is Opa. And it is going to be the senior. He was on the mound. Xander Stupp pitched 4 innings, gave up 5 hits, 4 earned runs, did get a strikeout. He also had a walk, which would turn out to be the lone Bobcat run. Again, that is your Opa Player of the Game. Xander Stupp receives a $25 gift certificate to Opa Grill in Marshalltown. And when we come back, we'll wrap it up here from Ankeny Centennial.
What does OPA mean? OPA means joy, enthusiasm, and approval. And when you dine at OPA Grill in Marshalltown, you'll understand why. With their made-to-order pasta, soups, and salads made daily with the freshest ingredients. Favorites include chicken parmesan pan-fried to perfection, fresh and light chicken lemon rice soup, and their signature OPA salad topped with seasoned gyro meat. OPA Grill Family Restaurant in Marshalltown, where you can dine in or drive through. All you have to say is OPA!
You're an empty nester closing in on that retirement property. Chances are your plans didn't include mom moving in, but life happens and you do the right thing. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When retirement means caring for yourself and a loved one, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together, we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East South Ridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
Don't let concerns about shifts in the market disrupt your long-term financial goals. Edward Jones financial advisor Zach Wall can help. He'll work with you on an investment strategy for long-term results. Edward Jones can give you the tools and knowledge for a steady approach to hitting your financial targets. Get started by giving Zach Wall a call at 641-752-3017 in Marshalltown or visiting edwardjones.com. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Legends American Grill is the perfect place to watch your favorite team. Enjoy wings, nachos, steaks, and prime rib available on Friday and Saturday nights. It's game on for great food and your favorite drink to wash it down. You like burgers? Legends has fantastic, unique burger creations like this. The Legends Burger. Absolutely delicious. Gather with friends, enjoy your favorite team's games with the NFL Sunday Ticket, and make some memories. Legends American Grill in Marshalltown and our new Newton location, where the game is always on.
The KFJB-TV Locker Room Report, presented by Wells Fargo Advisors of Marshalltown.
Welcome back in again. Bobcats fall 11-1. I want to give a shout out to Colton Hankey. He's been absolutely wonderful to work with all year, and we will not have him in, not because he wasn't on his way up, as we just have to flip around and be at Southeast Polk here quite soon for 7 p.m. coverage, but all coaches' interviews throughout the year have been brought to you by and presented by Century Plumbing, specializing in service plumbing in Marshalltown.
When you need a plumber quickly, try Century Plumbing of Marshalltown. We specialize in service plumbing, not new construction or large remodels, so we get to our customers faster, from clogged drains to water heaters and everything in between. We can help with a guaranteed appointment and quality, efficient service. I'm Sarah, co-owner of Century Plumbing, and I'd love to book your appointment today. Call 641-750-0108. That's 641-750-0108.
Some say life is like a road trip. Is it a coincidence Scooter's Coffee is a drive-thru? We don't think so. Whether you need a coffee while you enjoy the view, to just get you through the long stretch, or to refuel between stops, Scooter's Coffee is there, brewing up delicious coffee, espresso blenders, smoothies, iced drinks, and more, with the convenience of a drive-thru so you can stay on the road and enjoy the ride. So go ahead, scoot on around. Amazing people, amazing drinks, amazingly fast. Scooters in Marshalltown.
McGregor's Furniture and Mattress is your local furniture store in Marshalltown, and they are proud to support Marshalltown Bobcat Athletics. If you need a new recliner to relax in, or perhaps a new dining set for the whole family, shop McGregor's. They also have a good selection of luxurious sectional sofas. Score the mattress of your dreams with an assist from the McGregor's friendly and knowledgeable staff. You'll be the household MVP when you bring home the winning selection from McGregor's Furniture and Mattress, downtown Marshalltown. Open 7 days a week.
The KFJB-TV Locker Room Report, presented by Wells Fargo Advisors of Marshalltown.
And welcome back in. Bobcats fall 11-1 in 6 innings against Ankeny Centennial. We made this trip 2.5 times, but we want to shout out we were able to make it in style, as transportation for today's game on KFJB-TV is provided by Carl Auto Group in Marshalltown. Carl is your dealer for life. Well, don't worry, if you want to hear more of these velvety vocals, you don't have to wait long. 7 o'clock over at Southeast Polk. Brandon and I will be back together, reunited again, and it'll feel so good for the postseason softball matchup with your Marshalltown Bobcats at 19-20, taking on number 3 Southeast Polk Rams. For David Bragg, our producer, and Keith Stewart rocking and rolling with the video camera, we want to thank you from Ankeny Centennial. We'll see you soon, Bobcat Nation.
American Grill is the perfect place to watch your favorite team. Enjoy wings, nachos, steaks, and prime rib available on Friday and Saturday nights. It's game on for great food and your favorite drink to wash it down. You like burgers? Legends has fantastic, unique burger creations like this. The Legends Burger. Absolutely delicious. Gather with friends, enjoy your favorite team's games with the NFL Sunday Ticket, and make some memories. Legends American Grill in Marshalltown and our new Newton location, where the game is always on.
Don't let concerns about shifts in the market disrupt your long-term financial goals. Edward Jones financial advisor Zach Wall can help. He'll work with you on an investment strategy for long-term results. Edward Jones can give you the tools and knowledge for a steady approach to hitting your financial targets. Get started by giving Zach Wall a call at 641-752-3017 in Marshalltown or visiting edwardjones.com. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Bobcat Athletics on KFJB-TV is made possible by Assured Partners, Greg Young of Marshalltown, Lennox Employees Credit Union, Marshalltown Area Chamber, Marshalltown Community College, The Gregors Furniture and Mattress, Sports Plus, Wayward Social, Wells Fargo Advisors of Marshalltown, Marshalltown School District, Scooters of Marshalltown, Legends American Grill, Sandvik Enterprises in Marshalltown, your Marshalltown Hy-Vee, and State Farm, Tyler Pashong Agency.